Hey, Berry Patch. Sorry about the noise in the background. I'm doing laundry. But I guess I just wanted to chat today. Let me see if I can make the lighting a little bit better. Is that? But yeah, I just want to chat about, I guess, my social media and all that because I really started doing social media maybe around 2 years ago, like actually engaging with it. I did have a few things when I was younger, but I didn't really do anything on there. I was barely on it. It wasn't really until TikTok and COVID um, that I started using. And then a few years later, around more than 2 years now, I started on TikTok. And that was the most interactive I've ever been on social media. It was the first one that I really started getting into. And like, you know, I'm grateful to it because it did give me a way to share things, I guess. And it was the first app that really I felt like a bit more connected to because I never really was into Instagram or Snap or anything like that. I guess YouTube as well, but I started this like around a little over a year ago too. So I haven't been doing it for super long. But every now and again I get thoughts about why. Like, why do I want to create content? What kind of content do I really want to create? Because as of right now, I would say I'm lifestyle, fitness, crafts, and whatnot. But like, when I at least get advice on TikTok, they're saying, okay, well, people want to hear your voice, or to post 50 times a day, or something along those lines. And I mean, is that why I want to post though? Is that why I want to use social media? Like, just to post whatever? Because that's not really the type of content I make. It's not impossible, but it definitely takes a bit more time than just like propping up and talking. But like, even the things I do post, I'm like, why am I really posting it though? And yeah, some of it is social validation, external validation. If you're posting on social media, you want it to a certain extent, right? But then I'm like, it's not like I'm really getting that much. Yeah, I've been on TikTok for a while, but I haven't really gotten anything out of it. This year, I had the most followers I ever had, 164, that's it. And last time I checked, it actually dropped down to 162. So I've been doing it for a bit over a year. I've been bouncing back and forth, and I haven't even hit like 200. And I do have a couple of vids that reached 1,000, mark. And when that was happening a bit more consistently, I was seeing a bit more growth. I want to say a month or two ago. But that's it. That's the growth. And when I see, like, when I first got started, I did try and do some of those tricks. People are like, well, you have to post at this time and you have to interact after you post and whatnot. But after doing that for a bit, I came to the conclusion a lot of it is just luck. And it's like if the algorithm is truly always changing, then who's to say your advice will even be relevant the next week? So I started thinking, okay, well, I don't care too much about that. Sometimes I don't even use hashtags, and I'm just like, okay. And it's just like every phase that I'm going through, I'm like, am I using social media the way I want? Like, I don't, because if I'm being completely honest, one of the reasons I revved up my content is because I've been going through a lot this year, and a decent amount of that is finances and familial stuff. So I wanted to use social media as a way to, yeah, express my creativity, but then a lot of stuff started happening, and I was like, okay, well, it would be great to have this as another source of income. Not necessarily because I have a dream about being a content creator. I'm not sure if I would ever have this as my main source of income. I definitely can't see it be my only. But main, I mean, potentially, but it's not like I have anything to show for it. um, I don't have any followers, that much engagement, or like made a dime off of it. So it's like, okay, well, yeah, that's a part of it because, I don't really want to stay at home super long. It's just not a place that I think, it's a place I know I can't be fully who I am and decide more with my life. And when I came to college and I really started a lot of introspection and finding out who I am and growing and making new connections internally and externally, it feels almost like I'm at a crossroads that I've been at before, but it's different now. And one, because I know how it feels to feel like more free and know who I am more so, because before COVID, I was pretty much a loner, little anime kid, and I didn't really have too many friends for different reasons, but yeah, I was quite to myself, and I think COVID, it was so much isolation, not even by choice, that it swung the pendulum the other way. But I think as I've been transitioning, I'm a bit more in the middle and I can swing in the middle a bit more. But I just feel like going home and being there for a long period of time wouldn't do me any good mentally. So during the summer, I decided, okay, I'm really gonna take this stuff seriously because I'm a senior and I have a bit of debt. It's not too bad. I did have a scholarship, so that was great. My parents helped me with some stuff, so it's not too much to pay off, but I am losing the job I had. It's not like it was paying me that much, but it was still a job because it's on campus, and my other job is seasonal, so I'm not really sure they're gonna keep me, but I don't think I want to work there anyways. It's just not a job that's for me. And I mean, beggars can't be choosers though, right? But like, I know that once I stop caring about something or I just realize it's not for me, it's hard for me to put my 100% in it. So I'm not gonna bank on them trying to keep me. And I've been applying to jobs and whatnot for a bit, like throughout the semester. But I literally just went to an interview on Monday, and it was for this thing that I feel like it was quite misleading in the posting because it had 2 bullet points for the salary and then commission, but basically it's all commission, and that was the estimation. And with all the circumstances I just mentioned, I don't want to count on an estimation. I needed to be more concrete because everything is so up in the air right now. Like, but going back to my social media usage, it's like, yeah, I want to use it to express my creativity, I guess, and whatnot. And, I wanted to find community, even if that's online, of people who can relate or can get inspired by or appreciate what I put out there, whether that be my voice, my crafts, the ones that are more helpful and whatnot. Because that's another thing, another advice they say is if your content is too selfish, people aren't going to want to pay attention to it. So I was like, okay, well, that makes sense. We are all on social media, to somewhat remedy what we want, or whatever. And I was like, okay, I mean, that's understandable. So I kind of tried to do that, but then I was like, I mean, it is my page, and I don't know. It's just, I guess that's the conclusion I always come to, though. I don't know. Like, why do I do it? I mean, it's not like I'm some motivational speaker. Yeah, I do my creative stuff, but I don't have to film and then edit and then post that for the world to essentially do whatever they want with that content. But at the same time, before I started posting, I was so to myself and I didn't really get on social media. I wasn't that social at all. So with the pendulum and me being like, okay, well now I just want to be everywhere, and I'll even be known in places that I may not even know I'm known in, and I don't know, I guess I'm always being tugged and pulled to kind of self-isolate or just stop, but at the same time I don't want to. But even though I don't want to, I'm like, okay, but why am I truly doing this? Because I'm not doing it just for a check, because I haven't gotten that yet, and I've been doing it for a while. So even this video, it's like, it's a more vulnerable video, probably the most vulnerable I've ever put online. I may put online, and I'm only really, I feel a bit more comfortable doing it because I know I'm still a small creator, and at most maybe 20 or so people will see this if I'm just going by the average views I've been getting on my most recent videos. And another thing is, when it comes to the way social media is built nowadays and the way people are accustomed to convenience, instant gratification, dopamine, having to get your attention in the first 5 seconds or you won't even watch the next 10, is that the kind of audience I want to attract, though? The ones who can't sit down for 2 seconds? And I mean, don't get me wrong, there are certain videos I can look at in a couple of seconds and determine if I'm interested in it or not. But I don't want all my videos to have to be some sort of explosion in the beginning to make sure people continue. Like, that's not necessarily like what I want for my social media. But like, if I do want to make this another source of income, I know that I already had to compromise in certain ways I do my content to potentially increase that likelihood, and that still hasn't done too much. And I know that, I've only really been doing it for a year or two, and some people take years to really find their stride and get an audience. But with everything that I mentioned, plus I'm about to graduate, I just turned 23, and everything is so up in the air. It's like this year's the ending of a chapter, but I have no idea what the next book is going to be about. I can only imagine and try and put my hand in everything and do what I can to better ensure that it's something that I like. But even sometimes doing that and certain desperations I had in the past left me in a worse position, and I'm getting better at that now. This year has made me so much more skeptical and thinking, and it's like, it's great, but it's also like, it does make me want to self-isolate a bit more, because when I'm growing, I'm not necessarily trying to put every single thing out there, just because that's not who I am. But yeah, even this video, I'm like, what did I even really come to a conclusion? But I'm thinking, like, as of right now, it's December 10th, and I was thinking if I wanted to continue Vlogmas. It's not my preferred type of content, like, I like vlogs, but it's not like something I want to do every day. Vlogmas is an everyday thing, and I mean, I'm getting a bit more engagement on it here and there, on YouTube, on TikTok. Not really. I've been in the 200 to 500 range for a long time, and even when they do have certain peaks, it comes right back down not too long after. And you know, it is disheartening to a certain extent because, you know, yeah, I try not to pay too much attention to the numbers and all that stuff because I am doing it for more than just that. But like I said, if I'm trying to make another source of income, I have to pay attention to the numbers somewhat. And, you know, it's just that dichotomy, the dichotomy of it all. But I don't know, because I kind of want to stop for the rest of the year just so I can reevaluate and think about why I'm doing this. If I want to continue, if I do, how will that look? But on the other hand, I'm like, I shouldn't stop this momentum because I'm, you know, already used to posting pretty much every day, at least once. And Vlogmas is a good way to get my name out there because I'm like, even if it's not a lot of numbers all the time, it's like, first of all, if you think about that in humans, that is a lot, but for the internet, it's not really too much. And it's like, okay, well, that can add up because even if 200 people see, if one person likes it, that's still one more person who decides to like follow me for whatever reason, and I really appreciate that. But yeah, it's like, do I stop the momentum or do I back off and just really evaluate what I want to do? And it's like, I can still do both, but like I said, my mind is so preoccupied with other things. Like, it's final seasons right now, and and I just wanted to come and chat, I guess, just because if I do go MIA for a little bit, I don't think I'll ever stay away from it from forever, because I do feel kind of like called to it or interested to a certain extent, which is why I have been doing it for so long and why I started it. But yeah, I'm always kind of bouncing in my head about like how much I should show and do and if it's worth it and all that. I guess only time will tell, but I would like something to show or give me a sign to continue this. But I guess also just literally my entire life, I'm like, is this a sign? Should I continue? Should I not? I guess I'll just do it anyways, because what else am I gonna do? Just stop? I'm not the type to just like stop most things if I'm interested. But, and I know you have to go beyond the first initial passion and fire, but I've been past that and I'm still doing it. And then when people tell me, oh, just post, I'm like, yeah, but you know, there's only so much a person is willing to put forth effort to if they don't see any sort of return at all, right? And it's not even guaranteed that I'll ever get a return, so I have to be doing it for another reason than just potential source of income or just because it's fun. Like, yeah, it's fun, but is it so fun if it also brings on these other feelings? But anyways, I guess I'll just continue to think about this myself and journal. Thanks for clicking this video, and I don't even know what I'm gonna title it, but I don't know, like and subscribe if you want, whatever. Like, yeah, bye.